Hello, okay. Hello, good day. Hello, good day. Um, I would like to share my experience, which I had, it was about 2 years ago. It was in the spring of 2017. I was out in the mountains of Utah and I had an encounter with a craft, um, which was obviously to me not anything that I was familiar with. So, um, like any story, where do you begin? Well, uh, as I mentioned, I was out west. I was out in the mountains of Utah, and I was meditating and praying and asking for confirmation that we're not alone in the universe. Um, for a couple of days, I was in meditation and I was with others who were meditating, and I was asking for contact. The others were not necessarily asking for this, but I was meditating on this idea and asking for confirmation that we're not alone in the universe. Well, after, say, about 2 or 3 days of meditating and asking for this and focusing on this intention, one evening, it was dark, it was nighttime, there was a light mist falling, it was cool and rainy and kind of foggy, and I was standing in a kind of an open area, and suddenly, or as I turned around, I noticed this light shining down in front of me. Now, how exactly it started, I don't recall. If it just sort of seemed to appear, or maybe I turned around at one moment and it was there. And it was a spotlight looking kind of thing. It was about 3 to 4 feet in diameter. It was right in front of me, a couple of feet in front of me. And as I looked up into the mist and the rain and the coolness, I could, because it was so foggy, I couldn't really see the outline of a ship necessarily, but I felt the sense or presence of something being up there in that fog and that mist. It seemed to be, I've described it as roughly the size of two buses, two Greyhound buses, if you will, maybe slightly larger, maybe 2 or 3 buses to kind of put some framework around the size. And I had instant telepathic communication with the beings on board. There were at least three or four, seemingly 3 or 4, maybe 5 beings on board who were explaining to me that because I had set the intention and asked for a visit, asked for confirmation, that they were basically responding to my call, my message, my request. Um, they explained to me that if I would simply step forward a couple of feet into this light that was shining down, they would essentially transport me on board the ship. And they explained that they were looking for a permanent volunteer to assist them from that level, to assist humanity and communicating with others and engaging with our population more and more. But they needed a permanent volunteer. I asked if it could be temporary, and they explained that they needed someone who would volunteer permanently as opposed to just a short-term volunteer. So I declined at the time. I just did not feel compelled to make that commitment to make it a permanent volunteer kind of situation. So um, it later became evident to me or explained to me that it was a Pleiadian ship. They were from the Pleiades, uh, that they do uh, spend a great deal of time in and around Earth learning about us and studying us, learning about us, engaging with us in a variety of ways. And they explained that they were here to help humanity, and they work primarily with us at night in our dreams, in our dream state. But they needed or wanted a volunteer who had recently been on Earth who could, uh, let's just say, use more of our jargon, our terms. They explained that it would assist them with engaging more readily to have someone from Earth assist them because they had never lived on Earth themselves. Though they were certainly well aware of our dimension and kind of how things work, they wanted someone who had been on Earth, who was on Earth, who could explain or more easily engage with people. So the entire experience lasted maybe, I'm going to say 15 to 30 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, 30 seconds. And in that 15 to 30-second experience, we had an enormous conversation about a wide variety of things going on Earth and things in general. They did kind of confirm that, generally speaking, everything on Earth is going in a positive direction and is going to turn out positively, and everything is going to be okay. They were very reassuring. I felt incredibly comfortable and relaxed. I felt a great sense of peace. Um, it was absolutely amazing, and I have no doubt that this was what we think of as a real encounter or real experience. I've done a great deal of research and listened to many people and had lots of input and heard lots of stories about it could be this, it could be that, it could be just the government doing these things to us or for us or whatever. And I've dismissed all these other possibilities. To me, from my perspective, what I experienced was the real deal, as they say. Um, so I share that thought because if you have any of those kinds of thoughts, please understand I've researched this and looked at it from a wide variety of perspectives. Um, so I just wanted to share that with everyone, and appreciate you listening and watching. And there's no doubt there is much life outside the planet. There are many, many things going on outside the planet that, generally speaking, we're not always, maybe in tune with or aware of. Um, it was it was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely amazing. The craft was completely silent. There was no noise. Anyway, there are many details that I can forget at times, or I don't always recall at the same time. It comes back. It was very dreamlike. It was very surreal. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. And if you have any experiences like that, feel free to share those. Um, Also, I want to mention I'm going to be starting a website soon, probably next week, where I'm going to be offering sessions for people, readings, using my consciousness and my contact with experiences or life outside the planet to bring in answers and information. So I'll be starting that website next week, and I'll look forward to offering sessions to people to help bring forth helpful information and ideas to you personally. And thank you guys. I appreciate it. Have a great day. Take care.